I have opened with Select and Sew, and I'm going to pick the first pattern, the one that goes in the center. And I'm going to start with that one first. And sew this one out at the size that I know it's supposed to be at. This is finished sewing out. So what I will do next is I'm going to move this pattern so it's closer to the belly rail so that I have the full zone to do the rows that are above this particular pattern. What I have done now is I moved the fabric so that this piece is still within my zone. Just the top of it is at the zone because that's where they go together. And then I opened the top half without that center piece, and I made the width 30 because that's what I know the width is supposed to be. And I am now going to use the marking tool to trace around this shape right here so that I can better place it before I get started sewing. I have used my marking tool and then placed my pattern to make sure that it is in the space that I want. I have also turned off so that it will not stop in between the breaks. It will take some stitches. If this was going to be my finished piece, like my 60-inch one, where I thought I might sell it or display it in some kind of way, I would probably change that so that I would be able to cut all of the, and bury the threads. But this is just a practice piece, so I'm really just want to make sure that it's going to stitch out properly and that all the pieces will fit together. So I am not going to worry about burying the threads. Just about finished stitching out. So here's the first piece. The center piece was not part of the rest of it. The upper half has sewn in one zone, and expand. The lines are 30 inches, and so by the time we get down to the end, you can see that the fabric does shrink just a little bit, so we're outside of my lines just a little, and I'll need to consider that when I'm placing the bottom half of this pattern. But I'm really pleased with how it's stitched out, and I think I've got the scaling down, so I think so long as the bottom half stitches out well, I'll be ready to get the real thread and the real fabric and stitch it at 60 inches. I have loaded the second half of the program, and I used the marking tool. That's the line at the top. And I am now placing this this pattern, and I think I'm really happy with how close it's going to fit in there, and I'm going to get ready to sew.